Okay. Right. Let me see if we good now. Let me see. We should be good. We should be straight. I had to reset the baby. All right. So as people start to get in here a little bit, we'll keep it going. Now, female my players. Let me do that. Female my players are female my players overdue. I would say yes. They are way overdue. But I also would caveat and say they have to figure out a way to make it make sense. I I'm gonna give you my opinion in just a bit, but they gotta be able to figure out how to make it make sense. Like no cap, because if they don't do that, then we're gonna have a problem. But let's finish watching the video.
With the huge growth we've seen this year specifically of female sports in general,
Facts.
but also specifically female basketball in the WNBA,
Facts.
this was the year of any year to do it.
Hey, I will say Lily got a point right there. You got, and I said that, man. I said that. I said Caitlin Clark, right? And you got Asia Reese, you know what I'm saying? That is coming into the league. They got a lot of eyes on the league. This would have been, you know what I mean? The year. This would have been the year to do this, to make sure that you was able to have female my players. Like this would have been the most epic year to do it because of the popularity and the buzz. You get what I'm saying? You know, so that was me. It's gonna be a minute before you have a bigger buzz like that. Caitlyn and Angel Reese is box office. They're cooking. So to not have WNBA or not have female my players in the park this year was pretty tough.
Whether or not having female my players on the game is realistic. I think people forget what the city is based on and why we have a city, what it's supposed to look like, what it's supposed to be based off of, and why, in the context of actually thinking about what the city is based off of, why there should be female my players on the game. The city is based off of pickup street ball. 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, whatever you want to call it. Every other part of the game outside of Pro-Am, which arguably there are female Pro-Ams, there are co-ed Pro-Ams, and then there's obviously all male Pro-Ams. If you've had the privilege to live in a city that has enough resources for both men and women, especially in their youth, to be able to get out of survival mode and actually participate in the things and the hobbies around them, you would know female athletes participating in actual hoops on the street in the gym against men, grown and young, is actually not uncommon. It's very not uncommon, especially nowadays. City to literally be based off of.
She got some clips
a real
for
life
y'all.
Occurrence that women participate in. Having female players represented on a video game that is based off that is more than.
Wait, hold on. Lily came with some data. Lily came with some data. Chat. Now, let's be real. Those little average Joe Smokes ain't playing no kind of collegiate basketball. They ain't got no hoop at all. You know what I'm saying? But I get her point. When you think about the city is supposed to resemble more outside pickup besides the rec and pro-am. Everything else outside of it is more like, you know, pickup ball, park leagues, and things like that. What's good, my boy? So I understand, and I would agree with her point. Like I said, I'm gonna give you my opinion in just a sec. We ain't gonna watch the whole 31. You gotta watch the whole 31 on her channel. We're gonna watch some of it and get the full context, and then we're gonna talk about it before I gotta get ready to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Because your boy gotta go pay these bills. You feel me? They ain't paying themselves. But I love what she doing though. I love what you do. Keep cooking, girl. Keep cooking. Let me get her one of those.
Let him cook.
Or let her
cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook.
Let her cook.
So that part of it being realistic goes out the window. That part of it being realistic goes out the window. Comes to the actual builds themselves and how it would affect gameplay on NBA 2K. There's two routes 2K could go to create female MyPlayers.
Talk to me, Lee.
Number one, it hasn't not been done before. We've seen it on other games like FIFA. We've seen it on other games like NBA Live, where the female builds on the game are the exact equivalent of male builds. There's nothing different about them based off height, weight, and wingspan. The only thing that's different is basically cosmetic. Changing your gender is basically cosmetic. That is also across most other games. A lot of people who don't understand, I've seen this quite a few times arguing with other creators. A lot of people who don't understand comparing other games don't realize that you can't really one-to-one compare a Fortnite and a Call of Duty and their female representation to an NBA 2K. Number one, because Call of Duty and Fortnite, both unrealistic gameplay that is specifically built for a video game that doesn't claim to be a simulation of anything. Call of Duty, although technically a war simulation, doesn't claim to be a war simulation. Now, doesn't claim to have the most realistic war-like scenarios. That's not what they're doing over there. And something as arbitrary as shooting guns is not as controversial and as fundamental as playing sports as a man versus a woman. So you can't one-to-one compare those.
Facts.
However,
come on, Lee.
That does not mean that NBA 2K and sports games in general don't still fall under the concept of it shouldn't matter.
Ooh, Lee cooking. She said, I don't care. It shouldn't matter. It's a video game. We had to figure out a way to do it, but it's a video game. And now I do want to talk about the NBA Live. I know NBA Live did do that, but NBA Live didn't have a My Career mode either, too. So it was okay to get away with it in NBA Live because let me go full screen so you and we'll come back. In NBA Live, y'all, they didn't have a My Career mode where you can play like a W, right? They only had outside hoop. So the female being outside hooping with the fellas, it made sense. See, 2K has an NBA, they got a WNBA mode. And if you create a player that has attributes and elements that the same as a guy, right? And you take it into that mode, then that mode lose integrity because nobody in that mode can do what your player can do. So literally, you'll be like a Joanna Man in the WNBA. Let's just call it a spade a spade. You'll be bigger than all the females in there. You'll be faster than all the females in there. You'll jump higher than all the females in there. It would literally like destroy the W mode, and you would have to take My Career out completely if you was to go that route, because of the way the W is. Like NBA Live didn't have an option for you. When you look at FIFA, I think FIFA has they're probably the only one I think they got it right. Correct me if I'm wrong. They do have a My Career mode for the ladies, and they have the ability for ladies to play with guys in my team in a co-ed type vibe when they playing soccer or whatever the case may be. And soccer is a little bit tricky to a degree because soccer is not predicated really on height per se. Strength does matter to a degree, like in soccer from male and a female, but soccer is like a speed type game, skill type game, and strength matters for sure. But you know what I'm saying? When you look at soccer, it's more common for women to play soccer with guys. That's more common. Let me let her cook, and I'm going to give you some more feedback in just a sec.
Because quite literally, if we're going to go the route of it being cosmetic, and probably the easiest way to attain having female My Players, it shouldn't matter. Don't cater to the political conversation of what it means to be a woman versus a man, a female athlete versus a male athlete. Get into all the complications of then gender being a spectrum, because it is. Gender is a spectrum. I don't care about your religious take on this. There are women who have more testosterone than the average woman, the same way there are men who have more estrogen naturally than the average man. There are people that are born intersex. That has nothing to do with transitioning. That just simply is the case. And when it comes to sports, because I will say this without getting in too deep into the actual scientific things that are going on, most women who participate in sports from a younger age are either already having higher levels of testosterone, which makes them naturally very great athletes, or they are training from such a young age, because this is what happens. A lot of people don't know this, but when you lift weights, when you work out at a certain level, especially at a young age, your body naturally starts creating testosterone, which causes a lot of women who have been training from a very young age to then become women who naturally produce more testosterone than a woman who does not play sports. Because gender is a spectrum and all the political things that 2K is not going to want to participate in, the easiest way to accomplish female My Players is by making it not matter. Make it cosmetic, make it easy for everyone. We do not care. I don't care if I load in the park and I got a 7'5" Medea build. I heard people talking about stuff like that. 7'5" Medea build. I don't care if you make the most nerfed build ever, hop in the park, call yourself whatever you call yourself, and troll us. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Female representation matters more.
Okay.
Now,
I see where she's going.
if we did go the other route, if we wanted to argue realism on this game, if 2K wanted to double down on the fact that they are a simulation and wanted to double down on the fact that they're the most realistic basketball game on the market, female My Players are still possible. Female My Players are still possible if we give credit where credit is due. If you're someone who is in so deep into female sports, you actually understand what's going on. If you're someone who's competed at the highest level of female sports to understand what that actually looks like. If you've come across enough different looking women and different levels of female ability, especially based off what I brought up earlier, which is testosterone levels naturally, natural athleticism, and just the way different women are built, the way different women execute different things, you would know that this is more than possible. You would already know that. Height, weight, wingspan, let's start there. There are plenty of cases of female athletes at the 7-foot range and under, 6 foot to 7 foot. So we can't sit here and say that the tallest build is going to be 6'5", because it's simply not reality. When it comes to weight, women compete at all weights. I've seen some of the nastiest athletes I've ever seen over 200 pounds as women. When it comes to body types, we exist in all body types. I've seen women that are built like Victoria's Secret models put a ball away the same way a woman that is built like an NFL linebacker can.
Okay,
and
Lee,
everything
talk
in
your
between.
talk your
Wingspans, a lot of us have long ass fucking arms and big ass hands. That's simply the case.
Talk your Lee.
I've seen more than enough women. It's actually more common than people realize, who are team sport athletes, not even just track and field and all those things, that can run as fast as a 100-meter track runner and can touch 10.6. It's not as unheard of as
and she hitting you with the documents. Oh, come on. Hey, no. Yo, she cooking.
Gatorade.
She different.
Is it in you?
Yo, she
Start
different.
your day with Nature Made.
That
The
the
number
shorty that
one
do the
pharmacist
400
recommended
different,
vitamin
Jack.
and supplement brand.
Different.
Some body washes
Man,
are
she
so
got the
boring.
unskippable ass. Come on now. What's up with this?
And
Talk your
I've
lead.
seen multiple WNBA players, let alone
Talk your
people who just
shit,
never
Lee.
made it to that
Talk
level,
it.
be able to dunk. I've seen women just as good at dribbling as Uncle Drew.
She
the
went to go
point
get
where
the
they
facts.
teach female players in the Uncle Drew get up. Like, what are we talking about? And then to make matters even deeper, the average female player of basketball has a higher 3-point shooting percentage than men,
Talk your
even from the NBA line. So we can throw that out the window too. If we go the route of realism, we have to understand that, yeah, females might not be, someone said in my comments, windmilling baseline with contact, but name all 400 NBA players and tell me all 400 NBA players can do that are currently active. We don't even have to reach into history for that one.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you, Lee. Not that, and then you done lost me right there. Now, that just because they don't do it in the NBA game, there's a lot of people that can hit a windmill. You know what I'm saying? They just don't. You know, there's some people. You know what I'm saying? Out of 400, at least half of those people can hit a windmill. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? In the NBA, it's different out there. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. I got to see the night and difference from pro-am, bro. From people that not even starting. They out there going crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? They out there going crazy. Now, we're gonna finish some more. But let me come back to this mode. Chat. She's giving us some real good tea. You know what I'm saying? She's giving facts. You know what I mean? There are women who are 7 foot that can dunk. There are women that can do some things that men can do. You know what I mean? Here's my thing. And I'm going to say this because this is the issue. If you make a build, right, that let's just say it's because in the W, your build, you can't upgrade what you want to upgrade. It upgrades on its own, number one. The system that they got is broken. I mean, no, it's not broken. It's chill. But I wish you can upgrade what you want to upgrade when it's time to upgrade, regardless if you gonna give it to us for free. I don't like that you just says we can't. We it's not a mode that you have to pay to upgrade. You choose how we upgrade. That's trash. We should still be able to choose that once we get an upgrade opportunity. So here's the thing. Women should have the opportunity to have access to the things that we have in this game. The reason why the big issue for me is that women in this game is secluded from the men. It's like we going back in time. We're in times where, you know, women are doing some amazing things. And I'm happy that they got their own mode. But I think there needs to be a space. And I think there's still chances. I think there's still time where that can happen. Like my team is just around the corner. They may not be able to come to the park, but they may be in my team. You know what I mean? We don't know yet for sure. But if they're not in my team, it's just not their year this year. But the thing is, I think the way they treating women in this game is foul. Like, don't get me wrong. Shout out to the W getting an opportunity to get voices, to have more of a story mode and a backstory, whatever. That's cool. But again, it's like they don't have nothing but one mode to play online. They only can play online one way. So everybody, you know, some people may say, make you a WNBA player and play that mode. But that mode don't even have longevity in it. There's no longevity in the mode because you play on the same court for 12 months. You don't even update the courts. You don't even update the environment. It's the same thing for 12 months. So come on now. The longevity of it is not even conducive to make women wants to play the mode. I said it when they dropped the content on Thursday. I was like, why they can't get a rec center at least? Like, if you don't want to let them come to the city, let them get a rec. You know what I'm saying? Let them get a rec. Let them get it some type of environment where they can walk around or something. They don't even get that. They don't even have access to nothing that men have access to. Like, if we get on the political side and we come to the sexist or whatnot, 2K is very sexist. Women have access to none of the dibs that we do. They can't go pick their clothes that they want. They can't go shopping or whatever. They can't decide if they want to wear some Drake or whatever, OVO stuff, some Nipsey, rest in peace. They have access to nothing. Everything they get is selected for them, which is real sexist. You give them a mode to go play in the woods for 12 months. You're not, you got this W mode that has a lot of integrity. It gives you an opportunity to play a season, and that's fire. But outside of that, when it comes to the multiplayer aspect, you give them scrapes and scrums, and you expect them to be happy and be cool. Like, yeah, y'all got y'all mode. No, they don't. They don't have a mode. Because I guarantee you, on everything, if men was treated like this, if we only had one park, not even locations, one park for the whole year, like one court for the whole year, this community would be in an uproar. They'd be pissed off. They'll be upset. They'll be mad. So I agree with her that women MyPlayers is overdue. Now, here's the thing, though. How do you make it make sense? Do we want to go arcadey fantasy where they can do stuff that, this is what I was going to say. This is what I would say as far as like option. I think the women MyPlayers will have their builds that will play in MyPlayer. But once they port over to the city, I was saying that they get the ability to get plus something to all of their attributes so they can compete with the fellas. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the game doesn't register sex. It doesn't register sex. Let's just call a spade a spade. It doesn't register sex. It doesn't say, oh, you a female, so you can't do these things. What it is it registers values. Women don't have values that we got. They don't have the verticals and dunks that we got. So they're not going to be dunking or whatever the case. But all the other stuff is the same. The dribbling, the passing, the shooting, the defense, the steals. That's all the same. Strength. It's all the same. There's no difference. Like if I can be able to put a woman and a man against each other right now and put on the same values, I guarantee you if you watch the gameplay, you wouldn't know. 2K didn't make the game to differentiate from sex and from men and women. That's not how they do games. They don't do, well, you're a female. The only way they do that is by values. The values that women get is lower than the values that the men get. So that's where you would see the distinction. But if they allow the attributes to be at the level or the subpar of the men, then you wouldn't see no difference. I'm just calling it space. You wouldn't notice a difference between men and female players. It wouldn't even be like, oh, it's a female. No, because it's values. Everything is a number system. It's a mathematical. Shout out to OG. He would say this all the time. It's a mathematical system. You got to know the mathematical system. That's his thing. You know what I'm saying? So the mathematical system is not incorporating the gender. That's why when you go to the W and you look at their builds, all their builds are custom made, so they don't have the same attributes. They don't have customizable pie charts. Because if they had customizable pie charts, then their players would be out there going dummy just like we do. So in hindsight, the system is in play, but 2K is like, no, we don't want that. So if you're not going to let them play with guys, then at least allow them to come in the city and have a own environment. Like, let them be a part of the city. Why can't they come to the city and chill and go to the stores and play in their own parks? Maybe it's a WNBA park or something, but it's incorporated in the city. That's my problem. Look, if you don't want women to play with guys, it is what it is. I'm not somebody that's gonna be policing a video game, be like, no, you can't play with. Like, I don't give a damn about that. It's fantasy. It is a fantasy at the end of the day. Regardless if we want to say simulation or whatever, nobody plays this game to sim style of basketball. They don't. Just call a spade a spade. They don't. When you play in my career, you trying to jack up 40, 50 shots a game. You rarely giving the ball up to your teammates unless they start doubling. Like, nobody's playing like realism. They not. They just out there hooping. So for my ladies, I'm just saying, why they got to feel so secluded? You got them isolated outside of every mode that we got. And that's my problem. My problem is not that necessarily they can't play with the guys. I mean, it is what it is. If they can't play, they can't play. It is what it is. But at least let them have access to what we have access as far as like the city. Let them walk around. Let them enjoy what they can enjoy. They don't even get that aspect. Like, they don't even have a place where they can roam. It's just hoop, that's it. Hoop, that's it. Want to play multiplayer? Go to the woods. That's the issue that I have. I would love for the women to come and play with the guys. I think it'll be cool. It creates more fun stuff and all that good stuff. But I'm not all into the whole you can't play because you're a female. Like we're past that, y'all. This is beyond past that. But let's finish watching some more of this, and then let me see. She's talking about MyPlayers. Let me see. Let's see where she at.
How many NBA players do you know can play a game of 21 and jump from the free throw line? There's a reason. There's a reason Michael Jordan's logo of that moment when he did it was so iconic. There's a reason players like LeBron James are the best players of all time. There's a reason athletes like Derrick Rose are one of ones. There's a reason Kyrie Irving is a one of one. There's a reason Steph Curry is a one of one. So you cannot sit here and say that we can understand that players like this, Shaquille O'Neal, are one of ones. Kobe Bryant are one of ones. And then use that logic of a man who's a one of one compared to other men to say that women can't compete against men. That's not how this logic works. The top 1%, if not 0.1% of women, which is the women that you see at the NCAA level and above, D1 and above, on both the male and female side, is 1%, if not 0.1% of people in the world. And that's at the NCAA level. So imagine at the NBA level where it's already 0.01%. But then at the WNBA level, that's even smaller because there's less teams and less roster spots, right? Having smaller athletic centers in the WNBA is a meta. It's not a reflection of women not being taller than 6'5" playing sports. The same way that there's so many extremely tall men who are not good enough to be in the NBA, but are great athletes. That there's extremely talented basketball players who are men that are not tall enough on the other side of that to be in the NBA. But we can make builds their height with their abilities that also have abilities they don't have.
Hey, you got a point.
That same logic can be applied to female MyPlayers. If we want to keep it realistic, yes, my female MyPlayer might not be able to windmill dunk in the park. My female MyPlayer might be 6 foot, so she might not be able to dunk at all. But you're acting like we haven't seen on previous 2Ks where Bills at a certain height couldn't dunk either. As men. It's no different. It's quite literally no different. So either route you want to go, whether being a different gender is cosmetic or being a different gender affects attributes and gameplay. It doesn't matter. Female MyPlayers are more than possible. Segregating women on the game. Now, I use that very triggering term for a reason.
Facts.
Because having your own game, your own mode, and then people went as far as saying if we had female MyPlayers in the actual city, they should have their own courts.
Wait, hold on. She about to cook, but I agree with her. Like, segregating women is going 20 years back in time, man. Like, women, like, I got 4 sisters, bro. And I feel some type of way if they couldn't get a job because of, and it's like that sometimes, and it's like that for some guys too. Some, like, your sex and your gender gives you privileges for job opportunities. Like, go to the mall. You're going to see a lot of particular type of women getting hired at the mall because they want guys, they want those type of women to entice guys to buy, to spend their money. That's why when you go to jewelry stores, you may see maybe a couple of guys in there, but most of them are women. It ain't by accident. That ain't by chance. It's by design. I need you to spend some money. So let me put somebody who's capable of doing it, and they look attractive, and they're going to seduce you, make you smile in your face. Oh, you get it for your wife. Get it for your girl. And in back of your head, you probably think like, yo, I'm trying to get you though. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole different topic for another day. But you get what I'm saying? It's by design. But when we get into gaming, y'all, we shouldn't be segregating gamers. I don't care that much to if a, like, and I know my boy Light, he's in Discord. We'll get him in Discord too, because he was like, "There's some weird people out there." Look, I can't control weird people. I can't control if a dude is fascinated by creating a woman and making her boobies have big boobies and making her butt look big. Look, man, look. You wouldn't have no peace of mind if you worried about those things. Because at the end of the day, there's people like that. That's just what it is. You see it in the pro-am courts. People make weird pro-am courts. Like, I don't care. I'm just here to get some buckets, and I'm here to go to play with my boys, and I'm here to get off and go to sleep. Get ready for the next day. So, look, there's always going to be people that push the boundaries and do some weird, wonky stuff. That's just the way it is. But I just think there's a lot of women who just want to have the ability to get access to the things that a lot of us got. And I'm not one of them dudes that's like, yo, I'm over here trying to police what women can and cannot do, bruh. And I feel like 2K is doing that, and I don't even know their reason for justifying it yet. They haven't talked about it. They don't bring it up. They just say, look, this is what it's gonna be. This is what it's gonna be. Look, shorties should have the ability to play with guys. NBA Live showed the world that people want to play. And most of the people that's making them is guys. And some of them are girls. But girls have the ability now to say, hey, I got my player. I'm bringing my shorty to the rec. Because if you really want to keep it a stack, bro, it's just values at the end of the day. The game ain't that smart where it's like, yo, it's a female, so she gonna get bumped way crazier than the guy will. They don't do that. That's not in the game. It's all values at the end of the day.
No, I'm gonna address this pretty short, sweet, and to the point from 2 different angles. Number one, it's not that deep to practice segregation on a video game.
Facts.
Having our own mode and our own courts on the same game doesn't work. You're asking people to dedicate their time, their energy, their money that they're already spending on this game, which is a lot, to then go play in their own space in the corner.
Yo, I love the wording that she said, fam. Because that's what they doing to the shorties. I said it on Thursday, bro. and I'm going to stand on that mountain by myself. I don't care. It's wrong what they doing to the ladies, man. And when they put them in the woods, that was the worst thing ever. Like, I'm not saying boycott the game, but I hope 2K can provide the ladies with something better than that. And it's just a slap in the face because you got to think about it. It's contradicting. Think about what 2K's doing. You got a W mode. You have a ability to play a season mode. All this stuff, and that's all secluded from the experience that the men get. You play in a closed mode, right? And you got your own kind of grind, right? But when it comes to playing multiplayer, you only give the women one mode to play multiplayer with. And you only give them one court the whole year. For the whole year, fam. And you tell them, well, y'all got a mode. Y'all got a place to go play. Like, why y'all tripping? Like, y'all got a My Career? Y'all got all this stuff. Like, go over there and go do your thing. But let's be real, fam. We mad at 2K for the 2 parks that we got. Imagine if 2K didn't let us play the rec. Imagine if 2K didn't let us have a Pro-Am. Imagine if 2K didn't let us have multiple places to play or no events. Imagine if 2K just gave us one park. Actually, one court. One court to play for the whole year. This community to be in an uproar. So, but when it's cool, but it's okay for the ladies to be like that. It's not fair. It's not right. It's not cool. It's mad disrespectful. I'm not about to tell you and say ladies are like Asia Wilson is going to dominate LeBron James. I ain't going to say that. But God darn it, Asia Wilson should have the opportunity to just play where LeBron playing at. Should run if we playing park. We're not playing career. It's not my career, fam. It's park. It's multiplayer. It's online. It's not my career. It's online, fam. They're playing multiplayer. That's what you're doing. So in a multiplayer element, you should have the ability to play whoever you want to play. You get dog, whatever. Because at the end of the day, it's not registering sex. It's registering values. This game do not say you're a woman, you about to get dominated. It's not how it works. I'm going to keep specifying that. It's a value system. It's not a gender system. It's a value system. You just have a skin that represents a female and a skin that represents a male. But at the end of the day, it's all numbers. It doesn't matter about women and men in this game at the end of the day. It's just what's your numbers looking like. You don't even give women a 5v5 mode, even if you're going to make it secluded and keep it segregated. You don't even, like, if women really wanted to, I'm going to give you the stat. If women really wanted to push the envelope and force 2K to make a different mode and make drastic changes ASAP, they could, but a lot of women ain't really invested in 2K like that. But if there was a 2K content female creator that pushed the envelope, let's say Lily, and she said, enough is enough, and she pushed that envelope, I guarantee you change will get done because we're in that era right now. If a female felt like something was run right, I guarantee you they can get something done. They can get something fixed. They can get something changed. But a lot of the women are not too invested, but they care, if that makes sense. Like, they not like about to go over extra limb and say, nah, 2K, this is wrong. I'm tired of this. Create a brand, create a movement, and say, let free female MyPlayers in 2K or whatever. They're not going to do that. But if they was to do that and it went trending and it went number one, I guarantee you 2K will make a statement. Because then you will have politicians, you'll have so many other people getting on there and famous people saying this ain't right, this ain't cool, let the women free. And 2K don't like negative publicity. They will figure out a way to make something happen. Trust me. They will give them some kind of mode or whatever. Like, I'm telling you, but it's not It's not that big of a push where a lot of women are on board and a lot of women mostly care. The population is still small. That's why 2K's been able to get away with a lot of this stuff. The population is like, it is what it is. I just make a dude player. They're not like head over bent with it. So it's not going to get no changing. But if it was a lot of people that was like a Lily Murray that's saying like, no, enough is enough, something would have got done. I promise you that. I promise you that. Trust and believe. And don't let no female win the president like, ooh, wait, you ain't gonna be able to tell them nothing. You ain't gonna be able to tell them nothing.
Go play on, go play with your toys over there while the grown-ups, the real players, the real NBA 2K players get to enjoy the fruits of what it means to actually play NBA 2K and have the most fleshed out mode on the game with all the best features, all the best events, all the cosmetics you want, a genuine grind with levels and all these things, and the more things they're about to add in NBA 2K25. And you want us to look over there and be happy over here with our little thing where we don't get the love, we don't have enough people to play against. When you go on any app, the content's not made for it.
Yo, she's speaking facts. And I'm happy a female's doing this. Because they need more females to stand up and voice out if they want something to change. And then the men have to support. What 2K doing to the females, like the mode they giving them is cool, but they not allowing them to have access to everything that we have access to. It's like they getting scrums, we're getting everything flushed out. We're getting the bells and whistles, loops and hoops, season passes, VC, buying merches. We getting it all. And they just get a mode. And it's not cool. Because it's not like how it was now. Women's sports or the women NBA, man, is picking up a lot of traction, bro. Of course, they're not selling numbers like guys, but Caitlin Clark and Asia Reed, not Asia, and oh my God, Angel Reese. I keep getting Asia and Angel wrong, mixed up. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese got the potential to be the Magic Johnson and the Larry Bird of the WNBA. Two iconic figures in women's sports. Like Asia Wilson is elite, and she's helping putting the on, but the pop culture and the following that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese has is different. Look, they're rookies, fam, and they getting pulled and love like vets. Like they've been playing. They just started. They have the potential to elevate the WNBA, and now you got Juju coming out. Eventually, she gonna be able to add layers on that. You got Paige coming out, layers, and then as it progresses and as it evolves. It will never be at the state of men, but it can evolve. And it can go crazy. So I understand what you're getting at.
I'm not saying that to say, oh, well, then people should make content about it. There's not enough things going on over there to make content about it.
Facts.
And it wouldn't matter anyways. Because my second point is that NBA 2K has not built the audience required for a whole female-owned mode, let alone an entire own video game separated for the W mode. NBA 2K's failure to build a female audience bigger than the one it currently has is not a reflection of the lack of interest women have in video games or sports. It is a reflection. It's not even a reflection of the lack of interest women have of NBA 2K. And I think a lot of people miss that because they're not in these spaces, in these circles, meeting people on a daily basis who find out, oh, you play 2K? You make content on NBA 2K? There are more than enough women who know this game exists, understand what it is, have played it even, both non-female gamers, female athletes, and female gamers in other communities who are even some large content creators in other communities who have not shown interest in what it means to play NBA 2K and what it is. NBA 2K is failing to translate. NBA 2K is failing to grab that audience and keep it. Why don't female hoopers play 2K the same way male hoopers do? Why can the average young male basketball player tell you they've played and they've tried NBA 2K, and the average female youth basketball player cannot? But some of them, if not a lot of them, play video games and have consoles, especially nowadays.
Facts.
Enough of them watch sports to care enough about it. Watch basketball to care enough about it.
Facts.
That is a problem. That is the reason we should not have our own game and our own modes the way we currently are now, because there's not enough people who care about that side already to justify separation and segregation.
See, it's almost like the NBA 2K is following the NBA before today, because the NBA is integrating a lot of WNBA in the NBA to give it more, to give it more eyes, to put more butts in the seats. And like I said, they're going to endorse, they're starting to do some things in the All-Star game where they introducing women and having women come and play in the All-Star game. Not in the All-Star game, but playing the skill challenges and all that stuff. My bad. You know what I mean? So the NBA is trying to push, the W. They're trying to push that a lot more, give more exposure to these women and these female basketball players, which is cool. But it's almost like back in the day, it wasn't like that though. The NBA wasn't endorsed. They was supporting it, but they wasn't endorsing it like that. They wasn't doing a lot of collaborative type of stuff. It was just like, y'all got y'all's, we got ours. And that's what 2K is on right now. Just behind the curve right now.
But there are enough people who are interested in being content creators, players, and a part of this community to justify bringing female athletes into the main mode and adding the representation to get not only the current base of female players you have to buy in more, but to get more females to buy in.
So do you think what would y'all, let me know in the chat real quick, if 2K added females to the main game, how would that impact the female hoopers? You think the female hoopers would love that? I think they will. I think I'm telling you, man, like, I know a lot of people don't want this, and it's cool. You're entitled to that, to not wanting this. But I truly believe that if they would have females in this year's game, and the gameplay would have been solid, and the gameplay would have been smooth, and the gameplay is smooth and solid, and the places to play is fire, and the rewards are solid, this would have been the ultimate 2K. But then it makes no sense to upgrade to 26 when that comes out, because it's like we already had it. We had it all. You know what I mean? So I think female MyPlayers are not coming, but I think you're going to be able to play with women players with men. I'm not off that train just yet. I'm going to wait until my team drop, but I think they're going to let women play in my team, and that's going to be their happy medium. I think women MyPlayers are going to be able to play on my team, because FIFA, you play on my team. NBA Live, you didn't have a career mode, so it was easier because you didn't have a career mode. But I think 2K is going to introduce. Look. Now it's crazy. Like I'm gonna tell you this. You want to know how 2K looks bad? Out of all players, out of all sports games, look, 2K does have his own female sports game, right? Sports mode. But think about this. MLB, you can make a female player, and they don't even have that in real life at all. Think about it. MLB, you can make a female my player, and there's no female players that ever played in MLB. Think about it, right? So they're playing with men because it's values. At the end of the day, it's not a gender. Video games don't make games for genders. Women is just a skin. That's all it is. And then you have Madden, right? You can't play with women, but for the first time ever, you can have a female head coach. You ain't never been ever. There's no female head coaches ever. So they're even allowing you to have female head coach now. If they allow you to have female my players, that's old day. And then you got FIFA. You play my team, and you got your my career, and you have what's the other one? It's another one. So 2K is behind. It's far behind. Far behind.
That's why the best route of representation when it comes to female athletes on this game is the right route, the smart route, the real route, which is putting us on the main online PvP mode of the game, where it would not only be realistic, but easily done. Either way you want to do it. Now, the number one argument I've seen most people make after you've given them all the tea on why female my players are more than possible is that the community is too toxic, the community is too childish, and that they'll troll on the game and they'll do whatever, and they'll make content, etc., etc. Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that already exists. Nothing we don't do or do is going to change the fact that there is toxicity
Facts.
in gaming in general,
Facts.
in life.
Facts.
Let's not even talk about gaming.
Facts.
In life.
Facts.
I've been a female athlete since the dad was born.
Facts.
I don't want to age myself, but I've been around for a minute.
Girl, you probably like 20.
You can't
wait, hold on. She probably like 22, 25. No, she probably like 25, maybe 26. She like she 40-some years old. Leo man, 25, bro. Oh man, they made your boy making 50, so she making me feel like I'm a dinosaur, dog. She said I've been in there for a minute. Oh, sleep. But nah, she cooking though. She cooking.
Just in life as a woman and not face toxicity no matter what you do with your life. Being a female athlete pre the NIL era, what are we talking about? Not having toxicity? I played through the era of literally being coached toxically, let alone dealing with misogyny, segregation, separation, less care. Like, we could go down the rabbit hole when it comes to that. And if you guys want me to start making more sports content on this channel, let me know.
Yo, that's her way. That's her out. Yo, give her a round of applause for that. Yo, give her a round of applause, chat. Hold on. You missed it. You missed it. That's her out, my guy. It's a subtle plug too. It's like, all right, 2K. Y'all don't look. I go into a space where at least I can have more flexibility, more freedom. I can talk about that talk.
But I can go down the rabbit hole when it comes to that. All this love female athletes, support female anything is new. Hell, women owning bank accounts and having jobs and getting paid the same amount as men is new.
She talking.
Being a female gamer is new.
She talking.
And accepted, like newly accepted. Let me rephrase how I'm saying this. Newly accepted.
Like back in the day, or even just not back in the day, but just women on the stream, they wasn't respected for their stick skills. They was just like, oh, you look good or you cute. That's why you didn't have the ability. You know what I'm saying? You're not good at the game, but you're cute though. You only made it because you're cute. You only blew up because you're cute. You're not really like that. You're not good. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff to go on for these ladies, man. I ain't holding you.
because there are generations of women that have come before me, but not too many. Women playing sports is not that freaking old for there to be where we are at today.
Facts.
But to look me in my face, to watch this video, to play against me on NBA 2K, and not understand that on a daily basis, I deal with misogyny, trolling, harassment, bullying, weirdos, messages, DMs, people yelling at me on stream. You could check my VODs. I've been back for a week and it's happened more than enough times. That is simply not a good reason to then act like that is a justification for the lack of representation on NBA 2K.
Talk.
Simply
Lee.
not a good reason. I'm going to get deep at the end of this video because we have to. A great direct comparison is if we didn't have black skins or skins of any color, any type of person of color on other games, simply because the majority of people who play that game are racist. Do you see how crazy that sounds? That like we can't represent black men, black women, Latino and Latino women and men, people of literally any race, Indian, East Asian, African, the list goes on. Any of these people cannot be represented on a video game because they're more scared of how people will be racist and troll the skins and the characters. Like, we're quite literally talking about, if you're not familiar, which I think most people in this community is not very familiar with this argument. We're talking about what were you.
Like, the video got a chance to go crazy. I think if she would have simplified this in like 10 minutes, maybe had some music to it, some transition, this is a viral video. I mean, it could have been not this one because it's long. It's like a 30-minute episode. But I don't know. Some people may watch this type of stuff, like 30 minutes. I'm watching it right now. You know what I'm saying? But I think she had a chance for this video to go crazy. All she had to do, edit this thing up, make it 10 minutes, get straight into it. You know what I'm saying? And have some transitions. This video would have been crazy, especially with music, tone, all that stuff. It would have been crazy. It would have been crazy. I'm just thinking of my YouTube bag, but let her finish. We almost done.
You wearing of skins that someone assaulting you is less of their fault than you wearing the wrong thing to get assaulted. That is not how you address this issue of toxicity, misogyny, sexism in the gaming community. It's not by protecting those who do wrong, by not giving them access to certain things, and then doing that at the expense of the people who deserve to be represented. That's not how you accomplish this thing that we're talking about. And then to top it off, because most women who play games, and specifically most women who are in the NBA 2K community, can tell you that they deal with things, it's more than common. We don't care at this point. It's become a tough skin thing. Like, we're not going to stop what we're doing at the expense of feeling like people are toxic because it's too generalized at this point, that we don't deserve the representation that we do deserve, so that we can prevent people from being weird.
Yeah. I feel what she's saying. I'm trying to see the deep part. Pause.
Some people's favorite movie. Just like male athletes get embarrassed playing against players that are better than them, female athletes are not exempt from that. I've embarrassed a couple people in my life, and I've been embarrassed. I don't even know if I have, but maybe once. I don't know.
Right.
That is not something we're exempt from. We're not able to deal with, or is new to us. Even me right now playing NBA 2K on a male build, but other people know I'm not a male. They do weird stuff to me all the time. Does that stop me from enjoying the things I enjoy? Does that stop me from playing basketball? Does that stop me from wanting to be able to be a female on the game? Absolutely not. And most women will tell you the same thing.
Mm.
So at the end of the day, trolling will never be a good reason. Female My Players will never be equivalent to the things people were doing with custom shirts, because custom shirts was way deeper than trolling a build, trolling a skin. Segregating women from men on the game is not the answer, because it not only removes the support that W deserves, removes the support of women in gaming, or removes the support of women in basketball and women in basketball games that we need in order to be successful, and separates us from what would be successful. They have not done what it takes to make the separation successful. And last but not least, if you want to argue balance on this game, it's more than possible, whether we make being female cosmetic or whether we change the attributes on this game to allow for female realistic builds. Both ways, more than possible. So that's the end of this video. Comment down below what you guys think.
Yeah.
Don't be too weird. I probably won't read the majority of the comments depending on how this video goes. But
shout out to Lily. We watched 30 more minutes. Started to get a little sleepy. I ain't gonna hold you. But I got the point. Shout out to Lee. 31 minutes, 31 minutes. I don't care what nobody says, but that's a long ass video. Very much long. Hold on. Pat Mahomes did something crazy. Let me see this. Pat Mahomes did something crazy. Nigga, Mahomes is a walking video game, bruh. Mahomes is a walking video game, bruh. Mahomes is crazy. Ain't no way, dog. Ain't no way, dog. Ain't no way, dog. Ain't no way. Mahomes, that boy different. All right. All right, here we go. Let me open up the Discord. This is I really want to hear everybody's opinion. Let's get in the Discord. I want to hear what y'all got to say about the video, not just the video, just in general. I respect what you're
shit.
you're
Yeah.
What's good, babe?
yeah. We got fellas in the Discord already, man. They were talking about something else. They probably weren't talking about what we was talking about. But we got them in here, so let's ask them. You know,
Let's do it. Let's do it.
What's your thoughts? I know y'all probably didn't watch the whole video. But what's your thoughts on
I had it in the background. Which is
what
what Lele was saying.
what's your thoughts? Is it Lily or Lele?
Lily. I
Oh.
think it's Lily.
What's
I
your
think it's
thoughts,
Lily.
man? I feel like she has some good points, but I want to hear what y'all got to say. What's your thoughts on?
I'm gonna have
her
to go
point?
watch that video because I heard her saying something about people being weird on the DM, so that's what I kind of.
Yeah, she was saying like
what she
she was
said.
saying like not having women my players because of people gonna be toxic and gonna be trolling is not a good enough reason. That was one of her things. Like they gonna do it anyway, so that's not a good enough reason.
Yeah, you know, me and Light were talking about that earlier. Like my initial opinion is, I think they should have female my players, right, in my player. But you know, as Light was explaining to me earlier, that they're in the W builder is a lot different than the NBA builder,
Right.
right? So there's, their caps is different. So I don't know if you could directly transfer somebody over from the W to the park, because I think what Lily is saying is more so the skin route.
Yeah, they should. They
Like
can have that
we,
same attributes,
you
just
know, they
different
can have the
skin.
same stuff, just a different skin, which would make sense. Where it wouldn't make sense is maybe so from the My Career, unless they made the My Career gender neutral
Yeah.
as far as the story.
Right.
Yeah, because the
Um,
story's always been based on a, man going to the, which, like I said, it's kind of weird when you
mhm.
start mixing it and like trying to, yeah,
I mean,
you
you
know what I said before, like it just
yeah.
kind of then, start, motherfuckers start getting particular about how their female skin looks like. All right, brother, but
I mean, you could have it like a one off, maybe have like baked in the story. Hey, we're doing this first time ever. You know, this such and such player is trying out for the league. You know what I'm saying? They would have to introduce it in that particular way if they wanted to insert it, which you know, that may bring about some complications. But in my opinion, I feel like that's the only way you could do it, and for it to make
or they
sense.
could do like some kind of like if they did straight matchmaking, right? Where they whenever they pull the my player or the W build in, and then they kind of like, you understand like everybody kind of get either a nerf or a buff or whatever, how they gonna balance it out just for that game mode. You understand?
Yeah,
You go in
but I
there
don't think
if they
nobody would
really
play that
if,
though. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. I don't know if they would play it, but like that would probably be like the without like eliminating one or the other mode. You know what I'm saying? Or most likely the W mode, which that's what most people would probably opt for. But like I said, they just got the W, so I don't think they're gonna eliminate it. But
Here's the
but
thing. I get both points. Here's the thing. I think the the game doesn't register sex; it just registers values, right? So I think the way they got the female my players, they got it to where they can't have attributes that the man have, right? And so, um, if they was to be able to play with men, my thing was maybe giving them the ability where they get a bonus or a boost to their attributes, where I don't have no mathematical system that will make sense right now on top of my head, but where they can come in the city and get that bonus, but when they go back in my career, they go back to because if they had those bills that we got, the my career WNBA would be tarnished. Like,
yeah, it would be they
yeah,
wouldn't be able to
that's what we're
I
do
mean,
saying.
yeah,
Yep.
that's
NBA Live did it and it worked perfectly
no,
fine.
no, but NBA Live didn't
no,
have.
they never
They
mix
never
like
had like a WNBA or they
like
didn't
a mixed
play.
modes
They didn't
kind
do
of
that.
like
If you created a female, you only can play like outside. You wasn't on the
it was
team
like
or anything like that.
it's like old school creative player, if that makes sense. Like that's more so what live was on. I don't know if you remember, because like before my career, you used to get 2K and you used to go create a player and then you start like a regular league and then your nigga be 99 already. That's how it used to be. So like that's what live was more so on, where it's just kind of like you could create a player and live just went the extra step to let you make it female.
Yeah,
But like
it was a skin. It's like MLB.
yeah,
MLB, you
but
can create a female
once
and play
2K started
MLB.
this my career stuff, which but that started like really 15, 14. Technically, like it is in the current implementation, like the NBA experience, they kept promoting. That's why I think people be forgetting, like as much as we want to forget, like the whole premise of this damn game is that it's on the NBA experience. So that's why they made my career, and that's why they got my not my team. My team was supposed to be like the fantasy shit, right? But like the my GM and all that shit, like it's all based behind like you getting as realistic as you can, simulating certain aspects. Like you the GM now, right? And my career is supposed to be you the player in the NBA. Like it's not supposed to be really much. Like I know that niggas want to get abstract, but it wasn't supposed to get more abstract than that. It's supposed to mimic player in the NBA. So that's
Right.
what it is.
When you think of my
Like
career, for sure. But the my
it
the
wasn't supposed
it's
to be this free world,
yeah.
open world. Like
The
niggas start
multiplayer
getting weird.
aspect
Like
of it is what the disconnect is happening. Like my career is my career.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
what the difference between the
When it
man
gets
and the
online, it's
female
multiplayer.
is
Yeah, it's like
multiplayer, right? And
yeah,
so my thing, I understand. Like if 2K didn't want to allow females in the game, they could have did a better job of giving them more things. Like if you're gonna segregate them, give them something that's like, all right, cool. Like it's just like they not giving them nothing to have to play multiplayer on. You know what I mean? Like if they just want a My Career,
Right.
they got a
Because
good
they can
career.
only go to that little, yeah, and
They got a
they
good
only could
career.
go to that little 3v3 matchmaking. Like it ain't really.
I will play the My Career. The My Career is fire. I like the My Career. But the multiplayer, if you like, just say you got a daughter, and she says, "Dad, I want to play 2K. Can you get 2K for me? I want to create my player." And she got her player, and she's playing the career, and that's cool. She's having fun with that. But when it comes to playing online, it's very limited. It's very bare
Yeah.
bones, and it's very linear. There's no growth in it. There's no creativity to a degree. It's just you play this mode and you play on the same court for the whole year. All year long. No upgrades, no additions to the court, no nothing. That like if you're gonna do your thing, 2K, cool. If that's what y'all want to do, you want to separate the man from woman because you don't want to get crazy or whatever, cool. That's your choice. It's your game. It's your money. It's your world. Whatever. But the fact of what they giving the ladies is it's like you can't even expect nobody to, because niggas wouldn't do that. We wouldn't play in no one court for
But
12
just even
months.
low key though, like I said, like I always look at a technical standpoint. Like, nigga, I got 10 slots, bro. I'm not dropping a slot to go to the W. Straight up.
Even that,
Like so, unless they open
even
it
if you
up, like
had,
so.
even if they, I guarantee, I wouldn't mind dropping a slot if the W had a little bit more things over there for multiplayer
Sure that,
wise.
that's what I'm saying.
I'm
Like
not
it's really
dropping a
no,
slot to go play in the woods for 12 months.
no.
Unless I
Again,
just
no
want to just
incentive to play that.
play
There's no
About to
incentive
the
to play
career.
go
that.
crazy in the woods.
Man, you ain't about to go crazy in the woods. You probably gonna play it one time and be like, nah, I'm off these woods. Man, I saw a wolf coming out of the trees, man. I don't even want to play no
They
more,
go.
dog.
I bet you they gonna be out there talking about they Little Red Riding Hood or some shit like
But see, if
Oh, I
they
never. Hey, that's crazy how you just thought about that.
that.
somebody gonna do that for
Out in
real.
the woods.
I think my thing is if they want to go the man and female route, right? And they want it just to be fun or whatever the case may be. I think maybe the park could be an avenue where
Well,
maybe the park is a way. They got to figure out a way to branch over,
what I
or at
was.
least let them come in the city. They don't even get to walk
Yeah.
in the city, my guy.
Nah,
Like,
they don't. Well, I was telling mechanic, and I told you too. Like, the tasteful thing would to get a WNBA player's likeness. That way, like they signed off on they likeness being used, right? Like I said, like when they start talking generic women skins, that's weird, my G. Like, but like if you say like I said, like that's the Caitlin Clark likeness. Now you could take us, and even on content side, like it could kind of relate because like now you can flip your Steph Curry build into a
right.
Caitlin Clark build, right? But that's tasteful because it's still a female in the park, but it's a WNBA player. That's their likeness. You know what I'm saying? It's not on no like, oh, I just want to, because like I said, they just really want to put on that virtual BBL and have like make my player thick or something. I don't know. Niggas weird, but like I said, like I think the
Damn
WNBA
weird.
skins is a good
Double
compromise.
D's.
Double
The
D's.
double D's, he said, I'm trying to get a max size. So what they said, somebody said jiggle effect in the while they while
Them
they
jiggle
hanging on the
jiggle
rim.
physics.
They get the jiggle physics on the rim. They bow, 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 while they on the rim.
But that's the
Weird.
thing. People gonna be what they gonna be, right? That like
I
they
know
doing
they are.
now.
I
They
just wish they would say they weird, bro. They be all here talking about they progressive. Nah, y'all weird. It's okay to be weird, I guess, if that's what you like, nigga. Y'all all here talking about, oh, we think we are all inclusive. No, you don't. You don't care. You want to dunk on somebody with some double D's. That's what they want. They want troll.
yeah
Straight up.
they will.
Nothing wrong with it. It's just they be fake on the internet.
Hold on. I'm sending something to what's the name real quick. But my thing is this. I just think that I feel where like if I was a female, I feel some type of way. I'm not a female, but I understand where they coming from. Like I know J Mac even said it. He got introduced to 2K from a female. Like he wasn't even on 2K like that, and then he started hooping with a girl, and he even was like, man, it'd be dope for her to have the opportunity to play in the park with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? To play and just hoop and just play
Yes, sir.
basketball. You know what I'm saying? And just hoop. Now, of course, there's gonna be some weirdos, and there's gonna be people who make content on it because that's what people did in NBA Live. They make content. They have some weirdos. It is what it is. You can't stop those people from being what they're gonna be. But I think that if they're gonna do it, I think they still got a chance to do it in the my team. I don't know why. I'm still thinking my team is gonna provide female hoopers. And I think that's going to start the
Yeah, because it's the
conversation
fantasy mode. Yeah, that's that
to open
fantasy
it
mode.
up
Yeah.
to where now 2K allows female my players in the park. I don't think that was their vision this year because I think this year is to introduce the opportunity and then focus on gameplay. And I think next year, because I'm thinking of a business mindset. What sells for some people,
Yeah.
it's gonna be for the first time ever, you can create a female my player. Like,
Like low key, they could give them their own affiliation, and then that way, that's how they work the boost
yo, you
in their
wildin' now. You
affiliation.
gonna
I know that would be wrong. I mean, not wrong, but like
yo, that boy like said, yo,
it's
y'all got your own affiliation, all the
don't
ladies.
say it like that. No, don't say it like that, nigga. Don't say it like that. Not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they get a bonus when they come in the park. It could be through an affiliation, and that would look bad. Again, that's why I said niggas need to say shit out loud because when they be saying stuff, it sound good on Twitter, but like I said, like yeah, me saying send them all to their own affiliation. That sound bad. But again, like I said, it sound bad when you say you want to throw
Man,
a
Lily
skin on
say don't be
your
segregating, man. Don't be segregating.
your
players like
male
that,
my
man.
player, you Hannibal Lecter, nigga. Nah, but yeah, nah.
So let me ask you this:
Yeah, don't do that.
what should 2K like if 2K was to do it? What would be the best way you think they should be able to do it? You think they should go all out where it's like, man, let them women have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Let them be able to have the ability to do what the guys can do only in these modes, but when they go back into their mode, it's almost like
Yeah, as
a
long as it don't mess up
superpower.
the integrity. Honestly, like I said, I don't really care as long as it don't mess up the integrity of the W mode. That's just me. Because like I said, I think that mode is there for a reason, and that's what the female WNBA experience is. And if somebody won't go play that, then they could go play that. But like when they get in the park, yeah, give them a boost definitely. Like I don't care. But it gotta be the right kind of boost or whatever.
Because
Like
let's be
maybe they get
100. The only difference between the build besides height really is strength to a degree
yeah, it's
and
gonna be the
vertical.
physicals.
It's the
Yeah,
vertical
it's gonna be
because there's some fast women in the game. Like they don't distinguish 90 speed and 90 speed. Like because again they don't. The women is just a skin. That's all it is. If we really get down to it, they don't get the attributes we get because if you made a WNBA player in the men's like my career type mode where you give him all the things that a woman would get and they got low vertical, low this, low all those other things, they would damn near play damn near identical to it. Like honestly, it's just
yeah.
a men's game and
Most
a
of my
women's
builds
game.
that don't have dunk. That's why I said like I can see it because like even that's why I said like you don't have to. But that's gonna be outside of what people really wanna
Right. They want
like.
they want the
They gonna want it. They
they
gonna
want the
want them to be
LeBron they
OP
want the
dunking
LeBron
and shit. Like
Clarks. They
that's what I'm
want
saying.
the
Like that's what.
LeBron Reeses.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I want. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
And
Right.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not mad at people wanting
But
that.
just looking at how the builder is set up right now, the easiest way would just to be like give everybody boosts and like even if you did give them a boost, like they still wouldn't be able to dunk. But it would be viable to play in the park. Like you can already see that like layups is not bad, but um, that'd be taking out one aspect, like you said, that a lot of do want.
Right.
Maybe you do give them a boost, but maybe they only get rim grazers. They don't get like they got an animation cap. I don't know. Maybe they got an animation cap. Like they don't get the crazy dunks or something. I don't know.
Nah,
Because you still got to limit them to a certain extent to where like how can I say like
do we? Do we gotta limit them?
I don't want to say
in the
limit them, but you
multiplayer.
have to make them more. You have to make them viable in certain ways to where somebody would want to play on that build as is in this current mode. Now that's why I said next 2K25 maybe they change how to. If anything, I can say they could change how the W player my player thing is. and the builder is, and make it more similar to the my career play, even if the caps still don't. But like, because like I said, like in this my player builder for the women right now, you can't tweak nothing.
That's the thing.
You
You
can't
can't
tweak
tweak a
nothing.
dang thing. Whatever you
Not
make,
nothing at all.
they got
So
full
if they was
control
able
of.
to tweak something, even with the same caps that they introduced, but they were still able to tweak something, maybe that might make it more viable to where they could say, okay, like, yeah, these certain builds you can see of somebody making a 5'9" or 5'10" female guard to play in a part because they got super high dribbling, they got super high speed, and they got super high layup.
Right.
That you can play that in a part, like, but it's not gonna still play crazy like a man build, like a my career build, but it's still viable. It's still a good guard, right? Like
Facts.
you could play on it, but yeah, you ain't gonna have no Angel Reese, dang Angel Wilson, LeBron hybrids out there like that. Like I
That
don't
should be
think that's
interesting.
going.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, man, I think they're getting robbed with the multiplayer. They got a good my career. Don't get me wrong. The my career is lit. The multiplayer of it
Yeah,
is
they
trash.
put them way out in the secluded
Like that's
woods, and
trash. And no disrespect to Felicia, but that was trash. I ain't gonna hold you. That was trash. Like I ain't I'm not like I wish they can have different places that they can. What game was that? It was NBA Live, man. I don't know, like niggas steal stuff from other people. Like NBA Live had a system where when you play multiplayer, right, that you can vote on the court. Like they should have multiple courts, and whichever one people wanted to vote and play on, that court got selected. Like if you was playing fives, whoever voted on the court, they just
Yep.
played at that court. Like
Yep.
I don't
Yep.
understand like why the women
yeah,
got to get one court, bro. Give them
And that's
old time
right.
weird.
Flyers courts or something. I don't know, but damn,
Some
you gonna give them one court for the whole year is wild for me, dog. The
again,
city
like I
is
said, like
crazy.
2K just don't give you enough reasons to play, bro. Like they don't. Like I said, like you gotta make people want to play the mode. Like, and if they stuck in that same environment for the whole thing, that probably like anybody with like that the value they sanity, they might be in that bitch about 3 weeks, maybe.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
after that, you're not gonna be playing multiplayer like that, like in that same setting with them same bums. You ain't gonna do that shit.
Oh, snap. Real quick before we wrap, because I got to get ready for work, y'all, and I don't want to be late. I gotta ask y'all this. There's a lot of people kind of feeling some type of way because they feel like 2K is looking the same because of some of the clips that's being put out, and their gripes is 2K said 9,000 new animations, but they're kind of seeing the same animations and the same stuff being triggered.
Yeah.
So they feel like 2K is capping yet again, and that it's the same game. It's gonna be the same, just wrapped up in a different lighting, to sell and marketing to get you in that thing, and it ain't gonna be no different. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, my opinion, I just feel like they think about it too much. You just gotta see when the game come out. Really, comparing clips really don't mean nothing in my opinion.
Okay.
Nah, yeah, I think they purposely like keep new stuff out of their clips. Like they don't. They gonna do that every year. They gonna whatever they had from the previous year. That's gonna be most of the highlight clips up until like maybe like the week before release or something. Like then they might open up a trailer where they might show a new SIG size up or something. But like they gonna keep a lot of that stuff under wraps anyway. So like I don't know. I think they do that on purpose to a certain extent.
Mm.
So
Okay.
What about you, Kano? What's your thoughts?
Uh, I mean, number one is basketball. So, personally, I feel like every 2K is a little different. I'm not saying. I think what people want is for it to be completely different,
Mm.
something totally new, a totally new experience. And if that's what people are vying for, then I can understand why people saying it's the same thing. Meaning, I'm not. There's nothing totally new that makes me want to go out and try something different. You know,
Mm.
a completely new experience, right? They're saying, I think that's what they're saying. This is the same experience I had, kind of similar to the years prior.
Right.
Um, so I think that's what most people are upset about. Um, But like I say, to me, 2K is different every year. Like 2K23, because the game mechanics are different every year. So it's not necessarily the same game. It looks similar. I would agree. 25 looks similar, right? The animations look a little more fluid, a little faster. Then you have more badges, and so there might be different gameplay mechanics that change the way you play. But my personal opinion, year to year, the game to me is different. Even though they have some similarities, even the
I got
builder and whatchamacallit is different.
I got one more thing to add on that. I was watching the Code of Man video, and he was talking about how 19 was like a faster copy and paste at 18. That's why it was fun. So we might get the same this year. That's what he was saying.
Here's my thing. Now I understand both sides. I do, because I don't think it's going to be the same game. I think it's going to have some similar elements or whatnot. But the one thing that I think that people are a little bit kind of skeptical on, because number one is 2K. 2K is good with words. We've known that. They're really good with words, and they really good at marketing. And so you got to believe everything with a grain of salt. We just call a spade a spade. But one of the things that I will say that I can understand where they're coming from, like you got 9,000 new animations, right? You got a brand new dribble system. And so some people is like, well, let me see some of these new dribble abilities showing me that you got a new system. You know what I'm saying? 15 years, brand new, never done before, right? Then I think some people are just like, well, let me see some of this 15 years of dribbling. I mean, some 15 years of work. Like, I mean, you I'm seeing similar things, just a little bit tweaks here and there. And those tweaks can make a difference. Don't get me wrong. Like, small incremental changes can be life-changing, for real. Like it can make the game way better just by quality of life and just small things that, instead of your player taking a longer route, it may go straight at a line that makes it faster or whatever the case may be. But I think people, like you said, Mechanic, you touched on it a little bit, they want to see something just brand new. Anything that resembles anything of the old is like, come on, good. Y'all niggas said it was 15 years since y'all made this dribble system. And I think there's going to be new animations and new ways to play and new styles and new ways to create and all that good stuff. But I think just people ain't seen that yet. So they're like, typical 2K. Because what have we seen? We've seen SGA. Even though it's different, it's still what we've already seen. You know what I'm saying? And so for some of them, they may feel like, come on, bruh. I thought this was different. But that is different. If you see SGA in 24 and you see him in 25, it's totally, he got a bounce. He got a lean. He got more it's actually feel like a natural movement. Whereas 24, it's really stiff. You know what I'm saying? It's really sluggish at times. And you know what I'm saying? So I understand it, but I'm at the point where I'm just like, look, when the game come out, we're going to find out. But I do think it's going to be different. Now, I told like this, and I mean this. I'm still going to play the game because if I can play 24, I can play 25. But I told like this, and I mean this on everything. I hope it's not like Madden. Because Madden is smooth, but it's slow. Like, it's weird how to explain it, but like if people who play Madden, the consensus is it's smooth. It has some stuff into it, like the hidden, some of the new features in there is solid. It's good. It feels good. Don't get me wrong. That boom tech is nice. That boom tech really hidden. And I ain't gonna hold you. It's nice. But it's slow. It's like you moving, but you ain't moving. And it's the weirdest thing how to explain it. You have to play it to really see what I mean. But the game is slowed down. And I was like, if 2K makes the game smooth, but it still feels slow, I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. I would like it to be a little bit more pacier. I don't even know if that's a word, but I want a game. I don't know, man. Since I played NC
it looked fast. It looked faster than 24. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be slower than 24.
Now, could it be looking faster because it's smoother?
Either way. It's not slower.
I feel it.
Right? Because that's your concern. Your concern is you don't want it slow, period, but it can't be slower than what we currently have.
Yeah.
Right?
It better not be slower than
That's
what
what
we
we
got. Or
that's what we
slow,
don't
the same slow where we got now.
or same speed.
Same speed.
Like I said.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you feel like this year's game slow?
If
Yeah.
I feel like
20
it's I feel like it's
It was
slow
faster than. Go
if
ahead.
you're not using the right SIGs, right? If you're using other SIGs, I you know, like Versace can move fast. He can't move as fast as he did maybe in 22 or 23, right? But he can move fast dribbling, right? So, but it's can to assert what the game allows. You know what I'm saying? He not left, right, and fast. You know, he might be dribbling in place fast, or maybe he can launch a little bit faster than others. But I think when we say slow, it's like the movement speed of what I want to do. Like you said before, Bakey, like I want to go between the legs and take off, right?
Yeah.
It's not fast like that where I can do one move gone, one move gone. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I gotta do this animation, and depending on the animation that I have will determine if it's fast or slow.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So, and people don't like that. Like that makes the game stale because I have to move in a certain way. Like I don't have, like I keep saying, the freedom of movement to move at my pace and how I want to move.
There it is.
So,
smoke.
and I agree. Like, you know, years past, you know, we had, you know, 22, I guess is the most recent example of people being able to move fast, but it was fast without, they brought me in, fast without limitations or stuff like that, right? Because they didn't have the adrenaline bars.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I agree. I mean, when people say, when Mike says 9,000 moves, right? He's talking about, like you said, the jump shots, the more precise animations, right?
Right.
Compared to, they're not what the community wants is totally new moves that we haven't seen before.
Yeah, I get it.
Right, and they want them fast, and they want like, and you know, all the my career people want, you know, instead of having Kyrie dribble style or pro dribble style be the only two, like why we can't have 6 or 7?
Yeah,
and they all different and unique.
Yeah.
The problem with that is in my career, the things that make stuff unique is how much space it creates and how fast it is.
Facts. That's true.
You see what I'm saying? How much space does this move create and how fast is it? And can I chain it into other moves like maybe like was talking about earlier?
Yeah.
And I don't think 2K develops for that.
Good point.
You see what I'm saying? Especially with Pro Play, because Pro Play is just going to take stuff from in-game. They're not really taking the wild, crazy stuff. They're just taking stuff from in-game and applying it. So if you do that method, then it's going to kind of be hard to differentiate what's fast and what's slow.
Right.
And stuff like that.
No, that makes sense.
And what game are you taking it from? Like, let's say the Allen Iverson move, right? In one game, what game did you take his moves from? Right? Did you take it when he crossed Jordan? Or did you take it when he did to somebody else? You see what I'm saying? He might do it a little differently. You know what I'm saying? They're not taking moves from all the games ever and then putting an algorithm to come up with the best animation. They might be just taking moves from specific games.
That's a good point.
You see what I'm saying?
He on fire today, chat. I ain't gonna hold you.
We don't know, but like I said, we know what the community wants. I don't know what video it was, but they had something dope, and maybe that was in 2K12 or 11 or 13, where you could isolate. Y'all see what I'm talking about? Where you could isolate different movements for that particular player, my player.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've seen it on Twitter or somebody. I think it was 2K12. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
oh, you mean where like they had the movements like even more broken down than like
yeah. You know which one?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that was I want to say 12. I want to say because like Brother Jones might have did it like might be 15 too. 15 might still be like that too. You could do like I think it was like you could pick each hesitation, like the type of hesitation, and yeah, it was more.
What game was that?
15.
It was 15?
I remember 15. You could do all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
But like
real
customize your
detailed.
dribbles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, look, man. I think the game is gonna be solid. I just hope that they don't drop 1511 patches. I'm still disappointed on the legend badge. People being on my head about that video, um,
What's wrong
talking
with the
about
legend badge?
they Mike said that you're gonna have a small percentage with high levels to do certain things, and I'm like, I don't necessarily agree with the small percentage. I don't even like the word small. Like if somebody got a legend and you put small into the mix, that don't even add up. Like I just say he probably would have been better off just saying you have a better chance of dropping people when you have a higher tier badge rather than saying you're gonna have a small chance to drop somebody and then it gets crazier when you get your take. Like it's gonna cost so much for somebody who wants to make that type of player. And I'm not saying a nigga should be getting dropped every goddamn play now. Let's be clear. I said if somebody got a legend badge and you play 45-minute game, at least out of that 45-minute, man, at least 3 drops could happen in that game, 3 to 4 with a legend badge. You talking about a legend badge? Like it's supposed to give you that aura, that feel like yo, it's a legend badge. You got to be careful with a dude like that. Rather than saying yo, I got a legend and I may drop him this game or I may not. Like it, you should damn near get at least one a game. If hypothetically, if we had to say, if you're playing against somebody who got a legend and a legend, then I get it. But if I'm playing against people, because it's rare, people some people gonna have legends, some people not. I got to figure out how they do this whole mathematical system with legend versus silver versus gold versus Hall of Fame versus bronze. I would love to know more about that system. Like, how do they incorporate how a badge work towards against another badge? Like, what determines it? I know 2K Labs and them be doing stuff like that, but it's hard to do those tests because some of those tests is like is it's like more stationary. You know what I'm saying? It's more controlled. And in 2K, you got multiple. When you playing online, you got multiple things going on at once. Where you got this happening, that happened, things in behind the scenes, all kind of other stuff going on. So it'd be interesting to see to some degree, like how does it determine the success rate? I should say, but I was like, nah, I don't like when you're saying small chance, bro. Why we got a small chance? Because we got a higher tier. Like I think that should have been if you have a low tier, you probably got little to small chances of getting somebody to drop. But you telling nigga you promoting these badges like they supposed to be like that, and then if you not letting these badges have that ability to feel like that, uh, I'm not with all that policing, man. I'm not. That's just me. I know some people was like, yo, you tripping, you bugging, and again, I'm not emotionally tied. I'm just when you do a video, you have to speak with emotion. Like if you do YouTube, I can't be out there like, yo, the legend badge is whatever. Like I gotta the video. I want the tone to be feeling some type of way. So I did my job because a lot of people was pissed. They was like, "You're bugging. You're." Bro, people on the internet is funny, dog.
Driving engagement. That's what you got to do.
People was funny, but that's what I did. What I was supposed to do, and I knew. I said this video gonna go crazy. It's gonna get at least 1,000 because I knew the type of video, and I knew nobody was talking about it from this standpoint. And before we go, what's your thoughts on the badge system, like the legend badge? How do you feel the legend badge should be successful? Like what should you see if somebody got a legend? What kind of experience should that person with a legend? Let's say a skillful legend player. Let's say Joe knows. He puts on a legend badge. Like, and he has ankle assassin, right? And let's just say hypothetically, we're given a controls environment. He's playing against a defender who has, let's just say he ain't in pro am, he playing in rec. And let's just say the rec guy, let's just say it's silver on this time. How many times do you feel like he should get potentially a drop animation?
Shoot. I feel like it should work like the Grand Bash did in 17.
Facts! But that's what the takeover's gonna do, though. But I get what you're saying. I like that. I like that. I do. I think that's what they're
I'm
trying to
a
do with the
dribbler.
takeover system.
I'm a dribbler. I'm a dribbler, so I had to say it. I had to say it. I had to say it.
And I'm not even a dribbler, but I was advocating for people who dribble, and that's going best. And it's not just dribble. It's anybody who has a legend badge. If it's supposed to be a skill, then they should have a distinct difference for having that ability to be at a legend. You get what I'm saying? That's just me. Like if you got a legend anything, if it's legend blocks, if it's legend steals, if it's legend shooting, if it's legend dribbling, if it's legend pass, whatever your legend badge is, there should be a distinct difference, bro. Because if you telling me I got like an incremental increase difference, bro, miss me with that. Just give us Hall of Fame badges and call it a day, call it a spade, and let the take be the grand badge and call it a day. That's me. But what about y'all? What's your thoughts? Like, how do you feel?
Hold on, I'm gonna have to see how it work out in the new game with the takeover limitation stuff. See how that work out.
What about you, Kano?
So there's degrees to this, right? So are we saying like in 17 or it was 17 where you smack hit the ground off your feet, or the stumble
Stumble.
when we talk
Either
about an
one.
ankle breaker? Well, I mean
Ankle
it's
breaker.
degrees, right?
Yeah.
If I
It's
stumble,
degrees.
I can
Yeah.
maybe get back in the picture, but if I hit my face on the ground, then I can't get back, and it's an automatic wide open shot.
Mm.
You
Yeah,
see what
that's
I'm
what I'm
saying?
saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like the degrees of like, because I think the way they restructured it, like so, like you probably going like if you got just because you got the legend badge, you probably not gonna see it max till probably like somewhere in takeover like tier or something like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
so it's gonna be like a overlay kind of like overlapping effect. So like I say, you might come out and then it's gonna be like like you might not see that same effect against somebody who got like legend whatever.
But I'm okay with that.
If they got legend defense, well, yeah, I know, but I was
Yeah.
just saying like that's gonna be one of the things like how many players out there gonna actually be able to be like
The other
just
question
number wise
is
whatever.
what animation classifies as an ankle breaker? Is it the
True
snatchbacks?
that.
Is it the hezzies? Is it the hotbacks?
Because really, I think they tried that. I think people didn't like it, but I think they tried to like low key like try to downplay that a little bit. I don't think they like the over the top animations like that. Like again, because it's an NBA thing. Like I get it. We want to see it in the park, and maybe that might be one thing that they try to. Maybe that's why they try to do the takeovers like that or whatever. But like they did want just more like subtle animations where like you just have to know, oh, he's stunned. Let me shoot it. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like I get it. Like that's not what people want to see, but like that's kind of like the layers to it instead of like because like it's just like either over the top or it's non-existent and this shit don't really work like that, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta kind of have it layered like and
If
and
you
build
a
up to
skilled
that
player,
to a
it's
certain
not the
extent.
best interest because you don't want to ever
What
be
up,
a
life?
liability on this game. Hmm. You saying pretty much? What up? What up, Shaq?
What up, cuz?
Yeah, I might get ready to go to work. Chat, we're gonna table this for Monday. We're gonna talk after class, 'cause I start class. But it's gonna be at 8 o'clock. I get out at 8. But I understand. I think they have to figure out we don't know what's gonna classify an ankle breaker this year, how the stun's gonna work, or whatever the case may be. We're gonna find out. But my thing is, my whole gripe was, if it costs so much to get, then there should be some kind of significance when you're using it. Now, maybe we see it, and maybe you just don't drop people. Because he said the grand badge effect is coming in TakeOver. He pretty much said that. He said when you get in Take, it's going to happen incredibly more often when you get in Take. So TakeOver is going to have a grand badge depending on what your grand badge is, per se. But my thing is, if you got a legend, when they do the numbers, because you know they're going to do the numbers, it better not say that I got a 12% with a legend and then my Hoff is at a 10%. Like, no. It better not do that, cause why you got him in the
I'm
game?
telling you, I told mechanic and I said like I think the way that they trying to layer the game anyway, they trying to like kind of low key take 2K Labs out of business. Cause like I don't think a lot of stuff that they gonna be able to really test like that. Not they're not gonna. It's gonna take a lot for them to test. You can see they already slowed down, and so that's why like you saying that, and I know what you're saying, and it is true. Like exactly what you're saying. I just don't know if 2K Labs gonna be able to easily test that and obfuscate that data and put that out there to
I mean,
kind of make that.
it's so the test will be set up like this, right? You have two people on blacktop,
Yep.
right? One person is an L2,
Yep.
and the other person is spamming
Moves.
whatever movements allows you to get the ankle breaker.
Yep.
And then what they're going to say is, how many times did I have to do this move before I got some type of stun animation or
Yeah.
ankle break animation,
Or
right?
fall
And they're going
type
to try
thing.
to each badge level or fall, right? Each badge level, right? They're going to test that. We're going to test it against no badge. They're going to test it all
Right,
the way
right,
up
yeah,
to
and
Hall of
they gonna
Fame.
go test through all that, and that's why I said like that's why I think Mike Wayne set up a lot of stuff where they do because like he's gonna refute that, be like, well, when you get takeover, like I said, now if they don't test it, because like I said, you can make that test without like with the base level, like without taking takeover into consideration. But I'm telling you, like I feel like he kind of putting it into the game where it's going, like you said, like it's gonna play that role to where it's gonna be like, all right, that's how you get the over the tops is
Yeah,
like,
like 2K will never
like
confirm the results from
Yeah.
no,
2K
they
Labs.
not gonna
2K
ever do
Labs,
that
right?
either. So like
Yeah.
I said, like he gonna keep it to where like yeah, 2K Labs saying that, but we still saying
Right.
you need to like you gonna have to
It's gonna be interesting.
play a
I
certain
wanna
way,
I
but
wanna see it. I gotta get ready for it, but I wanna see it. We're gonna table this conversation because we got to talk about the takeover system. Some people don't like the takeover. I kind of like the takeover system. It's like what they did in my career, where they're
I like
focusing
the
on
concept.
just specific attributes and areas of your player. I think next year they're gonna innovate it and they're gonna let you pick up to like 3 takeovers where you can trigger which one you want to trigger. Because people are gonna be like, well, what if I want to be a lock for that and woo 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 or whatever. So they're going to add on to it, but I like the system and I like the direction they're going. And we'll talk about that on Monday, and we'll talk a little bit more about these badges. I just want to see I want to see if you got a legend. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want people to invest in the badge or just a badge that they feel like they're gonna get something out of it, and they don't get that return on investment. Because that's one of the things that people 2K struggle with, like giving people a return on that investment, like the value of putting in the time and putting in their money and putting in all that stuff into their build. Like there's no really incentivizing attributes to play in 2K right now. Like even if you grinding for legend, not everybody's gonna get the legend reward. So that's one thing. You got this rank system that's supposed to be in the game, but is irrelevant. You don't get nothing for being a purple or gold or silver or bronze. It's just aesthetic. So it's a lot of things that you do in this game that has no point to it. But you just do it because you're like, well, let me be a purple. But we'll get into that on Monday. I'm gonna save that and table that for Monday. Your boy gotta get to work. I can't be late. But great discussion. Y'all have an amazing night. Live life stress, let's rock. One of the best without God. My life will be a mess. Always remember that faith, open love. We tabling it for Monday, man. Have a blessed weekend. Tell somebody you love them. To the grace of God. Peace.